Oh, so
Yeah, it was
some
great.
of the numbers I had in mind, they already been said. So I think I have to be a little bit uh, controversial here. So let's see. There is no 190, right? I can see 180. I can see 170.
You can go
Uh,
181 if you want. You can prices right them
okay,
and go just a little bit over. It
a little
doesn't
bit
matter. So what do
closer.
you think? Yeah,
I'm going to say 190, 190. Boom,
190.
solid.
Yeah, no, that's understandable, and I think you and I both know the best way to have your Bitcoin is to hold it natively. But there are some good companies out there. Ledin, you mentioned, Zappo Bank, who are very fortunate, are both sponsors of the show, are two of them that you can actually trust and have been doing it for a long time. And then you mentioned, yeah, like there's ETFs now are going very mainstream. Governments are stacking stats. So this year, has been very uniquely different in terms of Bitcoin cycles we've seen in the past. So when you're doing your podcast or you're doing Maybach sessions, have you found that the types of conversations you're having this year are fundamentally different than ones you've had about Bitcoin in the past?
100%. I had Benjamin Cohen on my show. I think it was 5 days ago or 9 days ago. We passed 80,000 views. It's the most viewed video on my channel. And that conversation
Nice.
was nuts. Like he went on about comparing cycles and data and tons of stuff in his platform. It was super interesting. And I realized halfway through the interview that the things I was asking him, they were not applicable a few cycles ago because, like you said, things have changed. Like the first time we've gone through the all-time high before the halving, that never happened before. So there has been some differences. And I know we say every time, this time is different, but this time has been different as many as other times because of certain things. Like
Yeah.
like I said, all-time high has been broken before the halving. We have institutions involved. We have a president which is pro legislations. The SEC has changed. Like the ETF has been launched. All these things we can't ignore. So yes, I cannot change my questioning towards the end of the year also because Q4 technically, like I said, is the most bullish. October is the best month for Bitcoin on average. February is
Right.
the next best month on average. Of course, doesn't mean it's going to
Mm-hmm.
happen, but statistically speaking,
Right.
we should face a few decent months. So of course, now everyone wants to know when is the top, when is the bottom, when in reality, again, no financial advice, but if you DCA into this asset and you forget that you have it, you're probably winning because whoever is trying to buy the top and sell the bottom, or vice versa, sorry, buy the bottom and sell the top, which is what's going to happen is they're going to do the opposite, right? So they're going to sell the bottom
Yeah.
and buy the top. So I wouldn't marry to any price
Mm-hmm.
specifically, but sadly, these are the discussions. I mean, let's be realistic here. If you make a video and you talk about the intrinsic value of Bitcoin, nobody cares. If you say Bitcoin is going to $1 million in 6 months, you'll have, I don't know, 50,000 views. So there's also that component you have to be
Right.
aware when you create content. I hate it, but it's part of the game. I'm not saying to be clickbaity, but you have to be
Yeah.
strategic, right? And talking to people, yes, I mean, towards the end of the year, specifically into a bull market, people want to know price actions and when they can sell and buy a Lamborghini as opposed to, oh, I missed the top or I'm buying top right now. There is interesting enough, it doesn't, I don't know if you agree with me, but it doesn't seem like anyone cares. Besides you and me and a bunch of people on X, nobody cares. We are overing under $120,000 and nobody cares. This is actually quite
Yeah.
amazing, to be honest.
It's
So
a wild thing, yeah. And to your point, it's like Bitcoin is driven, at least for the retail crowd specifically, by number go up, and that seems to be what they care about traditionally. But this cycle, they don't care, which has been interesting. So I don't really know what to make of that, and when we're going to see them jump back in. We're going to probably have to hit another psychological number like 150, 200K, maybe even more, till they kind of wrap their heads around what's going on currently. I don't know. It's a weird time. But to your point that I just forgot, lost my train of thought. So we're going to move on here, Mr. M. So since we had you last time, there's a fun game that we've been playing with all of our favorite guests. So guys, let's move to camera 3 here really quick. And the game here is, as we mentioned, this has been a unique year for Bitcoin. Everybody's wondering what's the price going to be at the end of 2025. And so we thought we'd gamify it. So right now on the right side here, you see our leaderboard. These are some of our favorite guests and their price predictions for December 31st, 2025. The ball drops, the clock strikes midnight. where is Bitcoin going to be? And you can see we've got some pretty wild guesses here, and it's fun. Knut Svanholm, for instance, says 443, God willing. And then you can see me more on the conservative end. I think I got 142.5. So based on your seat at the table, Mr. M, where do you think Bitcoin will be at the end of 2025 and why? And the winner of this, whoever gets closest, even though I know you already got some Roxom swag, we're going to send a personalized Roxom Patagonia to the winner here because it's more fun that way. So what are your thoughts? End of the year prediction. What do you think?
Amazing. So first of all, shout out to everyone. I know that some of them I had them multiple times on my podcast. So really, really good list of names there. British Hodl, we're going to have a cigar soon. So shout out to him as well. Oh, so some of the numbers I had in mind, they already been said. So I think I have to be a little bit controversial here. So let's see. There is no 190, right? I can see 180. I can see 170.
You can go 181 if you want. You can prices right them and go just a little bit over.
A little bit closer.
So what do you think? Yeah.
I'm going to say 190. 190. Boom. 190. Solid.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to contribute to that? Because we're about 120-ish right now, which means we got about 70K to go. So that's, I don't know, numbers like 60-something% more than where we're at currently. What do you think is going to be the catalyst for that? Is it just because Q4 is the best quarter usually and people are going to be rebalancing their books heading into the new year for tax purposes? So that might contribute to it, or maybe something else?
Yeah, so I think there are a bunch of reasons. One, there is a channel we are in now, and the top of the channel will be around 190 something, right? And if we are going to respect it, because again, that doesn't mean it's going to happen. Just because you draw lines on a chart, it doesn't mean it's going to happen. But it's possible that we are going to top in that thing. And interesting enough, if you draw these lines that I tweeted it the other day, December 31st equals 190 something. So it could be. Also, historically speaking, we have seen towards the end a parabolic phase, right, where the price is going bananas. And I don't think we've seen that yet. All those pumps have been quite soft, I would say. Like we've gone 126. I mean, that's not a pump. That's just like a normal day in Bitcoin. I mean, I understand volatility diminishes in both directions, right? But I still believe we are missing a final push in this cycle. And I don't think 400,000 is on the card for 2025 because I believe Bitcoin is going to eventually reach 400,000. But I think 190, 150 will be, I don't know, boring because we are 120. So I have to be exciting. 250 will be probably too much. So I think 190 could be a good middle. I mean, still super bullish, of course.
Yeah.
But a bit of a bit of pattern into the cycles. And and depends what the Feds are going to do, right? Because if they're going, like you said in the beginning of the show, there is still that variable there. And if they do open the printer, oh boy. If they do a stimulus check, oh boy. So, we've seen the bottom of the cycle was $15,000 and we've gone all the way to 126. So we might have a little bit of gas to go before and by the way, just finishing off, rounding up and saying, if we end up in closing the year below those numbers like 150, 140, there is no way we're going to correct 70%. I don't believe. That type of correction, we're going to achieve it only if we shoot, right? 220, 250, then we will see. Otherwise, we will correct, yes, maybe 30%, 40%. I don't know. Difficult to say. I'm just throwing numbers at this point. But I think the number of correction is going to be related to the number of, pump that we reach. So the more violent the pump will be, the more violent the correction will be. But maybe like I said in the beginning, maybe we're just going to build a step case through infinity, right? And correct 20%, 30%, and then go back into it. So 190, let's see what happens. I'll take it. I'll be very happy. Let's see what Bitcoin at 190 in December.